surprises.
You'd be lucky to make it all 500 miles.
Crazy, fast, and risky.
Because the wrath of Talladega finds everyone.
Rewind. Locked together. Door to door.
But good luck.
This is about the time all hell breaks loose.
This is Talladega. For this 500-mile drive,
Spectacular crashes, surprises.
you'd be lucky to make it all 500 miles.
Crazy, fast, and risky.
Because the wrath of Talladega finds everyone.
Rewind. Locked together. Door to door.
But good luck.
This is about the time all hell breaks loose.
This is Talladega. For this 500-mile drive,
Spectacular crashes, surprises.
you'd be lucky to make it all 500 miles.
Crazy, fast, and risky.
Because the wrath of Talladega finds everyone.
Rewind. Locked together. Door to door.
But good luck.
This is about the time all hell breaks loose.
This is Talladega. For this 500-mile drive,
Spectacular crashes, surprises.
you'd be lucky to make it all 500 miles.
Crazy, fast, and risky.
Because the wrath of Talladega finds everyone.
Rewind. Locked together. Door to door.
But good luck.
This is about the time all hell breaks loose.
This is Talladega. For this 500-mile drive,
Spectacular crashes, surprises.
you'd be lucky to make it all 500 miles.
Crazy, fast, and risky.
Because the wrath of Talladega finds everyone.
Rewind. Locked together. Door to door.
But good luck.
This is about the time all hell breaks loose.
This is Talladega. For this 500-mile drive,
Spectacular crashes, surprises.
you'd be lucky to make it all 500 miles.
Crazy, fast, and risky.
Because the wrath of Talladega finds everyone.
Rewind. Locked together. Door to door.
But good luck.
This is about the time all hell breaks loose.
This is Talladega. For this 500-mile drive,
Spectacular crashes, surprises.
you'd be lucky to make it all 500 miles.
Crazy, fast, and risky.
Because the wrath of Talladega finds everyone.
Rewind. Locked together. Door to door.
But good luck.
This is about the time all hell breaks loose.
This is Talladega.
this is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV.
Two wheels in the open road.
All right, thank you everybody for joining us tonight here at on MaxspeedTV. I want to thank the guys first at MaxspeedTV for letting me hang out. Let me kind of take the reins for tonight. Cannot thank those guys enough for what they do for us here at Pure Speed Elite Series. But give me one sec. Sorting out some screens. There we go. That's better. So qualifying's going on right now. We have a few different things going on tonight, a few different storylines to come. Before we get into any of that, I wanted to say thank you to JP Designs for putting on our event tonight and sponsoring it for us. They're our friends at this point, and we're thankful to have them and thankful for their support here and us just having fun and enjoying our hobby a little bit. Notice there are roughly 3 minutes and 49 seconds left in qualifying. We'll post up qualifying times here as well. We see that Brad Herman's out. Brad had a crazy strong car last week at Phoenix, and unfortunately got into a little bit of a late race altercation with pretty much everybody. Kind of a handful of drivers out there that came to the end and bumpers were used and things happened. So hoping to rebound tonight. We'll see how that goes for him. Looks like the 20 car so far has put it on top of the leaderboard for the moment. Looks like we got a couple guys out actually at the moment. Let's take a look and see if we can see names here. I know we have a handful of drivers that are just kind of in and out, but we'll get there as the night goes along. There's a full list. That's what I'm looking for. So we have looks like James Suggs is actually on the pole right now. Actually, no, there we go. Just bumped off Matthew O'Brien, who's he's also streaming point of view tonight. It's nice to see him up at the top of the leaderboard here. While they're qualifying again, we got a handful of big names to go out still. It's like Holtzer, James Holtzer, one of our Championship 4, qualified around looks like 8th or 9th right now. So we'll see how that goes for him. If he has time to get another lap, or actually this is the only lap I suppose. So yep, there he is. There's James Holtzer. There you go. Qualified second lap's a little bit quicker. That's about where he's going to want to be. He's running the Matt Kenseth throwback tonight. So we'll see how that's tonight. So speaking of Championship 4, while we're here and while we have a minute, I want to highlight those drivers real quick. So James Holtzer, that's the one right there in the 88 car. He will be 1. Kyle Benson, Ryan Steenbachers, and Debbie Hutchins are our 4. So those are the 4 that we'll try to continue to highlight tonight. Again, best finisher wins, very similar to how it works in real life. Very, very straightforward. Just finish above the other 3. Don't have to win, but winning sure helps. So we'll see how this goes. There's Ryan Steenbachers in the 79. It's like the Summit Ford. He's getting a good lap down here, I hope. Gonna have to start up front. Again, the competitiveness in this league has done nothing but go upwards. It has done nothing but get better and better as time goes along. And we've seen that. We have 4 of our best drivers here ready to go and ready to put on a show for you guys tonight. So there's Cade Gimble looking to go out. I like the PPG scheme at any point in time. I live in Pittsburgh. They're from Pittsburgh. It's nice. Oh yeah, look at it. That's a nice looking car. Good for you, Cade. So he's waiting to go out here. It looks like we got about another minute, so he should be able to get a lap in as well. And we'll kind of see how this goes. While we have a second, while we're kind of flipping around here, so there's John Holiday as well. Doc, as we know him on the X side, getting a good lap in here as well as I hope. While we have a second, wanted to highlight again, this is the season finale technically for 2020. We're straightening out our series 2021. Those will start here in a couple weeks. So if you are interested in running, you have time to do so. We do have a Discord. You can reach us on Facebook at Pure Speed Elite Series, or you can reach us on Twitter at PSESI Series, or just type in PSES. 2 accounts will come up. You'll see one for Xbox, one for iRacing. Pick which one you want to try out for, you want to run for, and come reach out to us. And we're accommodating people, so come hang out with us for a little while. We do have series that run all throughout the year. On the iRacing side, we're going to have a lot of offerings. So Cup Xfinity trucks, ARCA, and a couple of dirt series as well. That'll be kind of running throughout the year. So feel free to come on, race with us, and we'll go have some fun. So it looks like I'm going to call him Matty OB because that's way more fun. Matty OB on the pole. Look at that. So far, it's starting to be a good night for him. That's a heck of a time. All right, so we'll wait for the grid to kind of get placed here, get set up, and get going. Again, huge thank you to JP Designs. Cannot thank them enough for for what they do for us here at the series. It's real thankful for them, and yeah, just can't thank them enough. And as well, MaxspeedTV, thank you for letting us come out and hang. So, all right, see if I'm missing anything here. I feel like no, I'm not. We're good. All right, starting lineup. So Matthew O'Brien on the pole. James Holtzer starting second. That's one of your championship 4. Starting up on the front row. Kyle M. Benson starting 3rd. Cole Martin starting 4th. Again, these times are pretty close. Brad Urban starting 5th, and Justin Mons starting 6th. Justin, Xbox, or actually, I'm sorry, a PS4 friend of ours. Austin Reedy starting 7th. Suggs starting 8th. You'll see about a couple tenths off time there. Andrew Wisdom in the 91 starting 9th, and James Hudson in the 53 starting 10th. Yeah, there we go. Ryan Steenbacher starting 11th, and Gary Huffine starting 12th. Edward Sure, there we go, starting 13th, and Jason Kepper, one of our PS4 friends, starting 14th tonight on row 7. Chris Gutierrez in the O starting 15th, and Kelly Melanson, as we know him, Giver, love the guy, starting 16th. He's going to have a good run tonight. Holiday starting 17th, and another one of our championship 4, Debbie Hutchins, starting 18th. So a little ground to pick up here if we're looking to hand out a championship tonight. Kate Gibble in that beautiful PPG car starting 19th, and Christopher Pathke starting 20th on row 10. And then that should be about it for the night. So good deal. So these guys are going to kick off here in a second. We'll get their pace laps going, and we'll get them out on the road tonight. You'll notice at the top left, 130 laps tonight. We'll try to keep up with fuel as much as we can. It's funny. You put these cars out at 190 miles an hour, let them run around for 3 hours, and somehow it still turns into fuel. So it turns into a fuel mileage race every now and then. So we'll see how tonight goes. We'll try to keep up with it. Try to see how the tires are holding up for everyone. Try to give you that information as efficiently as we can. Again, tonight just me in the booth, but we'll I say we collectively will try to get you as much information as we can. So let's see here. Let me pop over while I'm poking around. Let me pop over the chat here. Bring that over to another window. Perfect. All right, so the race analysis over on the left side of the screen. Really running this race at night, and obviously anybody who's ever been on iRacing knows how important that is. Air temp 79, track temp 81. That should only go down from here. So those guys that practiced on a hot track should feel significantly more grip than what they had earlier today. We're ready to go. Matthew O'Brien leads them off into the green, and wait for it. And we are green. Matthew Bryan getting a pretty good jump there. James Holtzer, I feel like he's going to be pretty content with just right here. But we'll see if he tries to make some sort of bonsai move off of 2. Nope. Matthew's got the lead here. He's gonna push up. So he's gonna push out into the lead with help from the 76. 76 is gonna make a move down below the 17, and looks like Matty's gonna go backwards here. Yep, getting a little loose there in the center. Holtzer's gonna back off a little bit as again, long way to go. We got somebody spinning through the grass here. Is that a single car incident? For now, that's a single car incident. Holtzer goes up top. It's like the 76 there is currently leading. No caution. Cool. So we stay green. Trying to see who that was. We'll come back to that if we can. James Holtzer makes a dive down into, looks like down into 3, and makes the slide job work. Good move, Holtzer. Good job. Good job. That's a nice move there. A little early, but all right. 76 comes right back on him. Looks like Benson comes right back on him. Now again, these two are 2 of the 4 tonight, right? So A long way to go. They're racing extremely hard right now, at least in my opinion, but this is what they do. This is how they have fun. So it's like James is going to make that move one more time. This is gonna go on for a while. Now you guys will notice the high side here has kind of taken over. Anybody who's raced this on iRacing or raced this on any other medium, the high side usually is king after a few laps. The bottom can work for you for a minute, and usually it'll work in this sort of situation where we're trying to make a slide job, we're trying to make a move up front, and you have to clear the person. You see that right now with Kyle Benson. He's trying to make that move. He tried to make it, and now he's most likely going to pay for it here. Oh dear, there we go. So he's most likely going to pay for it here on 10 out of 4. Brad Herman, another strong run so far. Looks like he's staying up front. It was these two left. It was Holtzer and Herman. Those two were going mano-a-mano all because we ride along with Brad Herman. And goodness, strong car on the outside here. Feels like Kyle's going to get swallowed up. We'll figure out what the lap car's doing up here. That is, we can tell who that is exactly. It's just kind of riding in front of the leaders. I get trying to stay on the lead lap, completely understand, and so far so good. But see if we can get just a quick kind of. Yep, there's caution. There it is. All right, so that was the move to try to stay on the lead lap. Worked for the 11 there for sure. So we're going to go to the replay here, kind of see what we had. Usually these are multi-car incidents, and yep, sure was. It looks like James Hudson in the 53, running about 5th. Well, actually, I guess a lap down at this point. See what happened here. Like the 91 car on the outside, and come up, or did you just get turned? I'd argue a little bit of both there. A little bit of both. Just kind of a bad position for both James and the 91 there. That's unfortunate. It looks like Debbie got through that okay. So at least it seems like all 4 of the championship 4 are relatively unscathed, at least for the moment. Obviously racing hard, but so far so good. And good to fight along for the rest of the way here. See if James gets that damage repaired and gets back out. Obviously, it seems like he's going to be a lap down here if anything. But we'll try to keep up with what's going on back there. So far, let's go. Let's kind of wait for the ticker to catch up for us here. They're coming in for tires. All right. So the one thing that we obviously can't see from this vantage point is how many tires are being taken, gas, fuel, stuff like that. We can try to estimate it as close as we can. Obviously, depending on how abrasive the track is today and how abrasive it is on those tires, we'll try to keep that as up to date as we can for you. But yep, there we go. Come in, get 4. I'm not leaving until you give me 4. That's the way to go sometimes. So we'll wait on them to get through here. It looks like 88 is coming out, and the 88 is going to maintain the lead. He shows up as the 88. He's listed for us as the 42 because he's usually in the 42. So don't mind that at all. It looks like James is going to retain the lead here. We'll kind of get a rundown here in just a sec. Make sure we have the running order correct, and then we'll go from there. We'll get back going. So looks like Kyle Benson 2nd, Matthew O'Brien 3rd, Brad Herman in 4th, and Justin Mons made a nice start there up to 5th. He qualified kind of mid-pack, so see him running in the top, always nice. It's nice to see cars being able to make passes and able to make moves. Hopefully sets us up for a good run here moving forward tonight. So, all right, let's see if we got anything. See if we got anything outstanding here in the back of the field. Just to. All right, no worries there at all. Cool. So we're going to give me 1 sec. We're gonna flip over to another tab here for just a moment while they're running under cautions. So this is caution number 1 tonight. I know sometimes you guys like to take bets on how many cautions there will be. If you want to throw those in the chat, by all means, you still have time. Not calling any of those bets official until probably halfway. So if you want to throw them in the chat, by all means, make that happen. But so far, so good. Perfect. There we go. So awesome. So what we've got a handful of storylines tonight, and the biggest one is this right here. We have you race all these weeks for something. You race all these weeks to get to a point where you can hand out a big trophy, and that's where we're here tonight, is to hand that out after the chaos and mayhem that ended up last week. We're hoping for something a little bit more straightforward than it went last week. But I think we're getting ready to go back to green here. They are lined up double file, and should be
green flag.
The race says, yeah, there we go, and we're back to green. Still, 88 gets a pretty good jump here on Kyle Benson in the 76. Looks like he's just going to go straight to the high side. That's probably the best call for him. Matthew O'Brien running third, now running second. Again, the restarts you can get a good launch on the bottom and kind of stay there through 1 and 2. When you get up to full speed, when you get to full song, it's kind of hit or miss. So it's like they're all going to kind of run the high side. Matthew O'Brien dips down to the bottom. It's an interesting choice, but I feel like he might just be comfortable there for the moment. Kyle's going to get around him up top. So you got championship guys running 1-2. And it looks like Matthew's going to fall back to probably end up settling around 4th or 5th here. Looks to be about 4th once this all shakes out. So still running into the top 5. Still in a pretty good spot for the evening. Justin Mons there running 5th, and that bright blue and white 41. Again, having a good night so far, making some ground up. This is one of those things where anybody who's raced on this platform, even league racing sometimes can be a race of attrition. So just to see these guys kind of get tucked in for a little bit, let's ride it out. That's a good call for everyone. we'll decide this at the end. And of course, the moment I say that, the moment I open my mouth, there's a caution. So let's go back. And see what took place here. Somewhere in the back for sure. No, it was Kelly. What happened here? Huh. Wonder if NASCAR hit us with or Virtual NASCAR hit us with a nice debris caution. It was a piece of paper in 3 and 4. Yeah, that figures. That's all good. That's all right. We'll re-rack. Couple laps on the tires, so it'll be an interesting choice to see if anybody does come in here. I'd imagine if anybody does, it'll be from the back of the pack. Laps versus 2, a little bit different of a strategy. So we'll see. We'll see if they need to come in here. Again, James Holtzer really been the dominant, or one of the handful of truly dominant cars and drivers really in all of our series. Won a couple truck races. Now they're all coming in. I was wrong. No. Interesting. That's an interesting call. So we're going to have some fresh tires starting. Looks to be about 6th on back. So we'll see. I think Kyle Benson was one of those that did come in there. Kyle Benson, Matthew O'Brien. I have to call him Matty O. Can't help that. Kyle Benson coming down here. See if he'll take 2 or see if he'll take 4. If he just wants to top off for fuel, he's got a lot of options here, and at least come in and get 2 at the very least, or you have options there, bud. So we'll see how this goes. So I want to check in while we're under caution. I want to see where Ryan Steenbacher's is. I know Debbie's somewhere in kind of the back quarter of the field for right now, and she'll get up there. So Ryan looks like he's 12th at the moment, so he's going to have a little bit of ground to make up here, but again, long way to go. We don't pay championship points. We don't pay anything until the very end. So we'll see how this goes for him. We'll try to keep up with him throughout the night. Obviously, we try to keep the camera up front because that's where most of the action's happening. But what do want to try to keep an eye on Ryan and Debbie for right now until they're able to get themselves into a better position. The lap car from earlier, the car that was about to go a lap down, Austin Reedy. I should have called that out because he's been one of our dominant cars, or one of our dominant drivers that we've seen. Always up front. Was up front in the 4-wide racing championship as well in the Xfinity series. That decision to try to fight the leader and stay on the lead lap is going to pay off for him. Paid off for him on the last stop. if there was any damage from prior, should be able to kind of slowly get that fixed and get that recovered. He was starting in the back regardless due to an incident last week at Phoenix, so it's kind of what got him back there, kind of got him behind, and we'll see if he can make that up a little bit. But yeah, we'll see how the night goes for him. Again, we have a long way to go. We got 115 laps before this is all over. All right, they are stacked up double wide. That's good to see. And looks like lights are off on top of the pace car, so we should be good to go here in a sec. Alright, so running order, James Holtzer running up from the front here. It looks like the 76 of Cal Benson was shuffled back to goodness, 8th, 9th, somewhere in there. Brad Herman starting on the outside of row 1, and we are back on the green here. It's, the 88 of James Holtzer is going to get a good jump. As always, he's a 3-star guy himself, so looks like that's going to get him the nose out front. He's going to make the block up around the bottom. There we go. So that's pretty common so far. It looks like Justin Mons is going to get a really good run here through 1 and 2. I don't know if he's going to have enough. Not quite enough. Clear the 20. Not quite enough, but gotta make a run at it. I think the 20 is going to have the run here coming out of 3 and 4. And there's the 53. Car was wrecked. Car was wrecked 3 minutes ago. Back running 5th. Hudson, nice recovery. That's the way to get it done. Good deal. So Brad Herman all over the back of the 88. James Holtzer just all over the back of him, trying to. I don't even know if he wants to get around him right now, but at the very least, staying close, ready, just in case the 88 makes a mistake. Brad had a super fast car last week, and it was unfortunate. Him and James put on a heck of a show, just kind of going back and forth. Oh, we got one in the wall, and oh no, that's the 76 of Cal Benson back there. Yep, let's take a look and see what's up, because to be honest with you, it looked like it hurt. Alright, so it looks like but the 4 car kind of got up, there's not really, the weird part about this place is there's not really marbles, but it looks like he kind of got a little higher than he expected to, and just had nowhere to go, turned down to the 76. That's crazy unfortunate for Kyle Benson to have trouble this early in the event. That's not the time. Now that does open up a door for Ryan Steenbachers and Debbie Hutchins to kind of hop in here and capitalize if there are issues kind of moving forward. See what his options are for getting that damage repaired, because that's a significant amount. Obviously, getting turned head onto the wall, you only have so many options there. So we'll see what his options are here. See what he can do to kind of get back. Yeah, that's a bad, wrong place, wrong time. And obviously that was precipitated by the stop before, right? He came in, the 88 stayed out, he restarted 8th, 9th, and kind of put himself back there in that position. Obviously, not expecting something like this. So we'll see what his plans are here. See what he's got going on. But that opens the door. We know he had a fast car. We know he had everything that he needed tonight to compete for a championship. And he very well still may. So we got some time here to figure that out, but just unfortunate. So we'll keep an eye on him kind of throughout the rest of the night. Matthew O'Brien back in for some work. Obviously our pole setter tonight started up front. Right now kind of in the back of the field, but looks like he's about to come out here. Yep, there he goes. Good deal. So we'll see how it goes. Yep, Kyle Benson sitting there on pit road. I almost wonder, depending on what his damage options are, how much it's going to be, how long it's going to take, what he has to repair. I almost wonder if he's going to go a lap down here. It seems like he will. Nope. There you go. There you go, Kyle. Good stuff. So he's going to be charging hard from the back. I don't know, obviously, how much he fixed, and that doesn't, the graphics on the vehicles themselves don't really display exactly what they display pretty well, but obviously we're not sitting in his seat. We don't know how much damage he has left, so we'll see. So after this round of pit stops, it looks like Chris Gutierrez in the 02 either stayed out or took 2 here and got out front, as well as Ryan Steenbacher's in the 79. There you go. That's how you take advantage of a situation. Chaos happens, and bam, you throw yourself into you throw yourself into the fights. So this is good to see. James is going to start. There's going to start 4th here, and you'll see the running order again throughout the night. You'll see the running order up top. It'll kind of flip through the 20 cars that we do have tonight. Kyle Benson again restarting here in the back. Matthew O'Brien starting with him. So it's Gutierrez, Steenbacher's, Martin in the 89, Holtzer in the 88, and Brad Herman starting 5th. And I tell you to keep an eye on the 88. Keep an eye out on Holtzer and the 85, but Brad Herman, those 2 have fast cars and know how to drive them. So we'll see how this shakes out here. But Chris Gutierrez is your leader, coming to the green, and the green. There we are. The top line kind of gets checked up here a little bit. The bottom line's going to get a pretty great run, moving up through the gearbox here. So if the 89 is going to make a look to the outside or anything, Brad Herman's in a good spot here though. Just to kind of ride back here. If he can get to the high side, he might be able to pass them both down to 3 and 4. We'll see how this goes. Steenbacher goes down to, see, he's back to 4th, back to 5th. The 89 is going to make a kind of a not a dive bomb. He just runs to the bottom and makes that work. Chris Gutierrez is back to 3rd. Brad Herman up to 2nd. And Brad's going to make a move here. I feel like he wants to just get out front, put his nose in the wind, and call it a day. So he's going to run the high side, get some momentum up top. Cole Martin, your leader, running up front here, holding off a pretty good stout machine in that 85. So far, so good for him. So there you go. Take the air off the front of the car behind you. Good call. James Hudson running up in 4th again after that wreck earlier. First brought out our first caution. Looking good. Looking pretty consistent here. Looks like he's wanting to get into this battle as well. As Brad Herman goes to the top side, it looks like he's got a fender and a half and a quarter and everything next to Cole Martin in the 89. And he should be able to take the lead here. Not sure if James Hudson's going to be able to get around Cole as well. Or if he doesn't here, he should be able to on the front stretch. There he goes. Cole kind of backs off, hops back in line, or tries to. So right now, your running order: Brad Herman, James Hudson, and Cole Martin running 1, 2, 3. Chris Gutierrez in 4th. Ryan Steenbacher's looks like he's fallen back to 9th. So he's technically set now in that championship battle. So whatever pit decision he made to kind of get some track position there, either not comfortable with the car or those tires are slowly falling off from him. But we'll see, kind of keep up with him as the night goes along. It looks like Holtzer got around him and is in the middle of what appears to be a hornet's nest up in that 5th to 8th range there, with Chris Gutierrez, Justin Mons, and Austin Reedy making a nice recovery, moving up through the field here. Yep, moving up through the field. He's currently 6th. He restarted 20th. So that's a fast piece right there. Whatever damage he had is definitely resolved. So that's good to see. He's going to make a run for it. We check it in on Debbie Hutchins back here in 18th. So again, kind of riding her time for right now. We have a long way to go. Just wanted to check in and see where she's at. James Hudson though, making a run here to supplant Brad Herman up front. Brad again, this is the same deal last week. Holtzer led for a little while. Brad led for a little while, and we had some other players kind of come up and attempt, and those two continued to lead. But it looks like Brad's holding on to a pretty good line. Again, fresh tires, pretty good car here. So far so good. But a good run for James Hudson. Good recovery from his incident earlier, definitely. And there's James Holtzer running 4th, so he is the top guy out of our championship 4. Looks like he's kind of found a safe bubble here to just ride for a little bit. I know how proud he is of this scheme. This is something that he's been looking forward to for for quite a while. Huge Matt Kenseth fan, and the opportunity to get to see Matt kind of run, full season was pretty special for him. James and I have been friends for quite a while, and it's nice to see him doing well here. He runs well on Xbox, but it's also good to see him running well. It's something that he likes and something that he enjoys. So looks like he's trying to make a move under third place here, and whether or not it'll work out for him, I don't know if he exactly. Nope, not quite. James Suggs in the 20 running third. Looks like wasn't quite able to make that work again. If you're gonna slide job, oh, there it is. There's caution number 3. Caution number 3 for the evening. What do we have here? Survey says. Oh no, Kelly. There we go. So it didn't call the one. It called an unnecessary caution earlier, but this one, something definitely a miss. It looks like kind of got up in the wall. Yeah, got up a little higher. Ran over the cushion, got a little higher, and hit the wall and lost it coming out of 2 there. Tried to make a nice save there, overcorrected, and I guess did make a nice save. There you go, Kelly. Good job. Kelly is, for those of you who don't know him, Kelly is the sweetest human being that we have. I swear, he's such a nice guy. But he is Canadian, so that is part of the contract of being Canadian, I suppose. But he's a very friendly guy. We're glad to have him. Unfortunate. He was looking for a good run here. He's had a lot of good runs throughout the year, and to see him, even running the Clint Boyer scheme tonight. He runs the 14 over an Xbox too, so it's nice to see him out here. But it's unfortunate that he's having some issues so far today. Again, 100 laps to go, 99 laps to go. Technically, we got a long way to go, so we'll keep up with him as well throughout the night. Brad Herman continues to lead. Looks like James Hudson's still second. I think Suggs is in third, and then Holtzer's in fourth. And again, Holtzer top of the board here for the championship battle, and coming in for pits. I want to check after we come out of the pits here. I want to see where Kyle Benson was in that 76. See where he shakes out here. Now, obviously, he started in the back. This last restart had the damage from the prior record getting turned into the wall. Looked like he had made it up to 13th or 14th or so, and that's kind of where I lost track of him. But we'll kind of see where he is if he's getting some more damage fix here. Brings him about 14th. So we'll keep an eye on him throughout the rest of the night as well as Ryan Steenbacher's our other one of our other championship 4. We'll just kind of keep an eye on him throughout the evening too. But I know he took out either he took a weird tire combination, or he took less tires than everybody else and kind of shot to the back. So Chris Gutierrez ended up getting some damage in one of those incidents there on that caution. It looks like he's a couple laps down now, so either that or he has left the race, one of the two. We'll come back to him as well when we can. Ryan Steenbacher's running 7th. There's the other championship contender. Justin Mons running in the top 10 as well. Cade Gamble running 12th. Good for you, bud. Good run so far. Kelly Lanson's back to 15th. Matthew O'Brien, our pole sitter, running 3rd, and Kyle Benson running 14th. So those are the. I want to keep an eye on. Debbie Hutchins running 17th. I want to forget her. Just kind of riding for right now. Unfortunate to see Jason Kepper back there. He's a friend of the business, and we like him a ton. So hoping he has a little bit better of an evening tonight. But here we are, double file, lights off on the pace car. So coming around for this restart number 4. I lose track. Don't mind me. Restart number 4, and Brad Herman still leads. James Hudson 2nd, and James Holtzer 3rd. Suggs in 4th. Cole Martin's up in 6th, and it looks like Austin Reedy in 5th. And caution number 4, 9 caution laps. We have 99 to go, and we have had 5 lead changes so far. That's going to do nothing but go up, obviously. So, all right, we are in the restart box, and they are green. All right, Brad Herman gets a a great jump. We've seen that all night. Car on the bottom, especially with a little bit of help, take right off. James Holtzer sure gave him that help. Gets around Hudson in third. Austin Reedy up to fourth in that exchange. Suggs is still in fifth, but wonder, yep, there he goes. There's the Austin Reedy we know, making a deep dive into three, and oh no. Whew. Boy, what a save. Carl Edwards did. That's what he did. That's what happened. He set it off. He licked the stamp. He sent the mail. Here we are. Goodness, just what a move. It didn't work out, but at least he knows where the grip level is from the sword. So worth it, I suppose. That leaves our top three unchanged. Brad Herman, James Holtzer, James Hudson running 1, 2, 3. I'm going to have a discussion with him. I just want to know, I have one very simple question. Why? That's it. That's my only question. As to why he did that. It was worth a shot. That's awesome stuff. Alright, so these three, just kind of running up front here. Looks like Cole Martin's back to fifth. Steenbacher's is in sixth. Ryan Steenbacher's is in sixth. And so we're getting to about that point where, this is what I like to refer to, and some of you understand this, but it's kind of, stage one, and not in the traditional way of stages, but stage one of the race, we're kind of getting into that middle section where, drivers know what they have, they're comfortable with what they have. Obviously, there's not much, nothing in the way of adjustments you can make here, but at least you know what you've got, and you can run with it here, given the track conditions. Given the track conditions and stuff like that. So it's one of those things where these guys are going to get more and more comfortable as the night goes along. They're going to try things that maybe they haven't tried all night. As we saw with Austin Reedy, he sent it into three, gave it a shot, and I mean he sent it into three. As it looks like Suggs in the 20 has found something down there on the bottom. He made two passes in 1 and 2 there, and is trying to pass Brad Herman for the lead here, and is putting up a good oh nope, oh no, him and Brad got together there. Still going, didn't lose a lot of ground to the 88 and the 53, but wonder if he's going to tuck back line here at some point. He found something on the bottom here, something that he liked, and yep, there he goes. He'll tuck back up top. Lost some momentum coming out of 2, but looks like he's going to maintain. Yeah, he's just going to go right back down there. He's going to run the middle to something about that worked. Looked like he had a rocket booster on the car. Good for him. What a move. So we kind of stay with James for right now. Just kind of. There we go. There's our fifth caution of the night. Fifth caution in 40 laps or so. I've got my my wonderful graphics man in my ear. There we go. That's you're doing great. Oh no, not Kyle Benson again. So it looks like a similar situation to earlier. It's like car Ford specifically got up into the wall, and Kyle had nowhere to go. That's an unfortunate incident. It's just nothing you can do there. That happens so fast. For just you can't avoid that no matter what you do. That's awful. Yeah, let's get it from that angle if we can, just to kind of see what's just misjudged the exit by a tick and nowhere for the 76 of Kyle Benson to go. That's unfortunate. Now, if I remember correctly, for this series, if there should be one quick repair, if I remember that correctly, but can't imagine that. I imagine that 76 used that on the first incident if he did have one, and got turned up into the wall head on. So wonder how much damage he does have here. We'll try to get an update, try to see how much time he needs to be in the pits for, how much he needs to get fixed. But that's unfortunate. That's one of our championship 4, and that's just not the way to end the season on if that's how it ends for him tonight. So everybody coming down. It's like they're coming down for 4. We were out for a few laps there, so definitely worth it to sorry. Let's head over to the 88, because that should be It should come out here roughly first or second, depending on how the pit stops go. Brad Herman does the jump in here. Yep, Herman's going to jump. James is going to come out second. So we'll stay on James Holtzer for a little bit. Obviously, James in his infinite personality, the Twitch is on the back of the car. He couldn't help it. It's just there. So, again, we kid because we care. He's one of the guys that helps us newbies on iRacing out quite a bit, and thankful for him. So it's good to see him running up front. So James Hudson came out third here. That's a good start for him. And again, with his incident earlier, my goodness, that's a heck of a recovery. He actually, he got up front with a pit strategy or a pit call where he chose not to come in and just kind of hung out there and was able to get back in the same cycle, which is terrific. So happy for him too. That's a pretty good run so far. Obviously the Green Bay Packers colors withstanding, but we don't judge. We just don't. All right, so we'll take a look here. It looks like in all of that madness, Suggs ended up falling back. He was making a move up front there. Looks like he fell back to 16th. Debbie Hutchins running 17th right now. And Justin Mons, who was just collected in the last incident, or was the last incident, is running back in 19th. So that's unfortunate. And again, Debbie, one of our championship four. We're going to try to keep an eye on her throughout the night and just see what progress is made. So far she's third. Actually, she's fourth. Benson did come out in 12th. Obviously, we don't know how much damage he has left, but out in 12th right now. So we'll see how this goes. Right now, the man in charge is Brad Herman, and that has been that way for a little bit now. Again, as we kind of get into the middle stages of the race here, we know who has a good piece, who has. I don't want to say we know who has a good long route piece because we really haven't had a long run yet. Hopefully, we'll kind of get one here and sort that sort of stuff out. But Ryan Steenbachers is in 5th, so good for him. Austin Reedy, after that crazy move in 3, where he had the lead for 2 seconds and then slipped and slid and did all sorts of nonsense over there, is back up to 6th. So I'm excited to see whatever he does on the restart here, and we'll go from there. I can't get over that. He just sent it. I mean, it's the whole thing. That's a 3,400 pound race car. He just said, you know what? I'm sending it. That's what he did. That's the highlight of the night for me, no matter what. An award I could give him, I was going to say a Tums Heartburn Award. We don't get sponsored by Tums, so I don't know. We'll figure out something for that. That was award worthy. That was good stuff. All right, so coming around 3 and 4 here. So to kind of recap, top 5 again: Brad Herman, James Holtzer, James Hudson, Cole Martin up in the 89. Really good run. Ryan Steenbachers in 5th, Austin Reedy in 6th. As we get ready to kick off another restart here. What we expect to see is the bottom lane. Really good jump, but haven't really seen the 53 push cars to get going here. So this should be a little bit more even. And Green is back out. Yeah, there it is. There's the bottom lane getting a little bit better of a jump, and really I think that's more timing than anything else. But he also didn't get the shove that he did the last couple of restarts with the 88 behind him. The 88's gonna try to hang on the quarter of the 53. If he can get a run down the backstretch here, I think he'll hang on second. Ryan Steenbachers making a move down low, kind of get chopped off by the 53, and the 53 gets a really good run in the center of the corner. Is it enough to hold the lead? No. Brad Herman's going to lead that lap. James Holtzer in the 88 trying to figure out which exact lane to go. The top one's probably the way. Steenbachers kind of in no man's land back there in 5th, back and forth in 5th. Was in the middle. Looks like he backed out of it. It's probably the right call for the situation. James Holtzer making a kind of a look, just taking a look, seeing what's out there, trying to get some air on that nose. The 53 James Hudson is he gonna make the pass? Is he gonna clear? He is the 85. Brad Herman gonna make another move? He is. It's gonna cross him over, kind of going down the front stretch here, and should send it off in 1 and regain the lead. Definitely worth the try. See what works, see what doesn't. This is the time to do that. See what your car can tolerate. Austin Reedy up in the 4th, in the 11, making good progress after the stuff earlier, but he's coming back. James Hudson going to get back on the bumper of the 85, or try to get as close as he can to him, and just right there. It's where he was earlier. The 88 was running 3rd, so they've kind of settled into these spots for the moment. I'm curious to see if Austin Reedy's going to make a move on James Holtzer. Now, those two have had some history over the last few weeks, and some positive, some not positive. And there's the 11 making another move down to the bottom. I think this one's a little bit more controlled than the other one was. Going to try to make that bottom work if you can. If you can get all 3 at the same time, cool. But cutting off the apron, making a little bit shorter of a path. Run in the middle here as well, and again, it seems like if you can make that work, you gain so much time in kind of the center of the corner, but then you pay for it right here. You pay for every bit of it. Cole Martin running 5th. That's awesome to see him kind of hanging on there, just kind of hanging on to the lead group. He was running 3rd earlier. Led a couple laps. So looks like he's just kind of watching and hanging out here. Austin Reedy trying his best to make that work. My concern is how much tire is he burning off by, how much is he scrubbing off by trying to run that line instead of path police resistance up top. But there he goes. Yep, gonna hop back up top, try to regroup, try to do that again. He's pretty aggressive, and it's to his benefit. He's not aggressive just to be aggressive. He's aggressive for a reason. So we'll see kind of what he has planned here, what's in store. The race we're in right now, again, we're riding with the presumptive champion. This is going to be the guy, top of the board. If the race we're in right now, obviously we have a long way to go. We got 80 laps, we got time, but we'll see where this comes out to. James Hudson's still running 2nd. Again, he's got a pretty clean line. Obviously, it's one of those things where when you're fixated on a target in front of you, well, exactly as James is here, you're gonna run pretty consistent lap times. If that's the view, that's the one. Just to kind of see what he sees, and and everybody who's played on this or raced on this software before knows this view, knows this feeling. He's comfortable, and the car looks comfortable. You'll notice the wheel is not, he's not sawing wood. He does get a run. Brad's going to block him, and James is going to go to the inside and try to make this work. How far he sends it off in a 1 is a very, very valid question. All the way. That's what he said. So we're sending it all the way up front. Good move. Brad's going to make that crossover move just like he did earlier. This time they're on the backstretch, so we'll see if Brad can make the slide job work in 3 and 4. I don't think he'll be able to, but oh no, he does not shut the door. James Hudson's going to have the run up top. They're gonna play a little bit of a game here, and they're just letting that 88 kind of creep back into the conversation up front here. Is he gonna make it? Nope. Oh dear, he tried it. Goodness gracious, Brad tried it. Austin Reedy goes all the way down to the bottom, thinks better of it. Holtzer takes the lead for right now. It's like the 88's going to have the momentum coming out of 4, which should propel him to the lead. There's the 11. There he goes. That's what I was waiting for. You can't go through him, go around him. That's easier. I don't know if he's going to make the bottom stick all that well from that position or that turn radius, but he's going to slide into, looks like 3rd here. James Hudson's going to hold on to 2nd, and Brad Herman's going to go back to 4th. He'll be back. I'm not worried about him. He'll be all right. That was wild. That was dangerous. That was scary. And it was fun to see. So good stuff. James Hudson still hanging on to 2nd. Holtzer's out front. Now begs the question: How much have they played around and destroyed tires? Tires are always such a big thing on iRacing. It's such an important thing. So we'll see. We'll see how important this is for them. But see if James saved a little bit. If he did, awesome. we'll see if he's able to kind of get out front. I wanted to take a second and again thank JP Designs for helping us put on this particular event tonight. But again, without their support, we wouldn't be able to do a lot of the stuff that we did. And winner of the championship does get a custom design, custom paint scheme. So that's something fun that they'll be able to kind of take and use, for future events and things of the sort. So happy to call them out as always. Wanted to thank them as well for their support for us and what they do. Kind of looking back through the field here, just touching on a couple of things. Our pole sitter, Matthew O'Brien, is running 13th. Looks like Debbie Hutchins right now is 19th, 12 seconds off the pace. So again, kind of riding for right now. I don't know if there's any damage to the car or anything like that, but again, you can't put yourself in a position to win unless you make it to the end. So we'll just kind of keep tabs with her, make sure she's doing all right. But so far, so good. Again, seems like a relatively clean night. I love that car. That's a lot of bright stickers and different broadcasting. It's the broadcasting car, really, is what it is. But yep, that's the broadcasting car. That's the one. I love the design on it. I'm a big fan. Big fan of the color too. So it's nice to see it out there. Nice to see it running, and we'll keep an eye on her throughout the evening. Just double check on her every so often. The other one that I wanted to touch on was Ryan Steenbacher's running 7th. So with Kyle Benson's issues earlier, puts Ryan in a pretty good position here. Looks like he's just running 7th. So anything happens to that 88 car tonight, or the 42/88 tonight of James Holtzer, this is your guy. This is your guy that's in the best position to succeed here. Unless Kyle Benson's made a recovery, I have no idea where he's running. Is Kyle Benson? Where did he end up? He is 8, so he's right behind. Okay, cool. So he's right in that area. Of course, the moment I talk about him, he gets up. He gets up into the loose other side of the cushion. Come on, man, work with me here. No, he's a nice recovery from the 2 wrecks that he's had, the 2 hard wrecks that he's had. The one with the 4 car and the one with Justin Mons in the 41. So he's fallen back tonight. But again, this is a game of survival. We are roughly coming up on halfway here in the next few laps. So this is pretty much we have some green flag. Had some green flag runs for a few. Honestly, I have a cup full of Diet Pepsi that I would very much like to take a drink of without sounding weird. So let's off to commercial for a minute. Gonna just take a sip of my drink, and you guys hang tight and watch some advertisements for us. We'll be right back.
Bethel, and this is the PSES iRacing Cup Series.
Wise Guys, and you're watching MaxspeedTV.
All right, and we are back. Looks like James Holtzer still out in the lead, still running up front, kind of getting into a good groove here. He has distanced himself from James Hudson just a little bit here. Looks like a little over half a second. And again, what I brought up before break about those tires, how much did they burn off? In the first couple laps, how much stress did you put on them? This is where that comes into play, right? Long run car versus short run car. This is where that comes into play. I haven't got to talk about Overture all night, but running up front. Can we head back to Edward there for just a sec? Perfect. So he's running fourth. This is a nice. Looks like he just needed that long run. Just needed a little bit of green flag action there to get up front. Running fourth. This is a pretty good run for him. I'm happy to see. Happy to see him kind of break out here. And again, you'll notice something pretty common with most of our drivers. Yeah, I missed that with James earlier, but see their twitch on the back of the car. Obviously, most of these guys do more than just iRacing. They do different games, different experiences for themselves and to share with you guys. So, never hurt. If you ever have a question, you can always reach out to the page again. Pure Speed Elite on Facebook, or PSESI series on Twitter. And you can just type in PSES in the search bar, and it'll pull up either one of our Twitter accounts. But if you ever have a question on what these guys do, kind of in their off time in terms of streaming and things of the sort, always reach out to us. We can find out for you and get that information to you. So James Holtzer, championship leader out front, kind of eyeing another win this year. Be a nice cap to the what we consider the 2020 season. So it started in 2020. We played by football rules here. So start the season in 2020, ended in 2021, and we call it the 2020 season. So this is gonna be a nice cap for him to kind of put a closing chapter in that book for him for sure. Austin Reedy running third, kind of hanging out. I'm not sure. Again, the question I would have: did he burn the tires off in the opening, kind of segment there? Making some crazy runs. We got a good battle here. Looks like for 7th with 79 of Brian Steenbacher's 76 of Kyle Benson. Again, for right now, as long as James Holtzer's out front, these two are kind of playing, bridesmaid here. But looks like Steenbacher's has the advantage over Cole Martin and Kyle Benson. 7th, 8th, and 9th is your running order for these guys. To touch on something that we said we'd circle back to. Chris Gutierrez in the 0-2, led a couple laps earlier, restarted up front there. Looks like he did retire from the event, so you do see him in the ticker, finishing last for tonight for all of you last car fans, finishing last tonight. All right, Matthew O'Brien running 10th, right behind Kyle Benson. That's your pole sitter for the evening. Looks like we got Chris Fafke. This is one of those guys from the Xbox side. He ran one of our favorite leagues on Sunday nights. The Checkers Records series had, it was a preset league. We had a few different faces, a few different names that kind of went in and out of that series. But met a couple good friends over there. Him being one. We've tried to stay in touch. I suck at answering messages, so we tried to stay in touch as much as we could. But it is nice to see him over on this side as well. It's just it's nice to see familiar faces every so often, and he's certainly one for us. So good. Running 16th right now. Justin Mons running 17th again. He was caught in an incident earlier. This is one of those situations where we wonder how much damage he has in comparison to where he started the evening. But looks like he's just trying to survive for right now. So beautiful car though, beautiful scheme. It is nice to see the Autism Speaks cars, because these are always pretty cool in their design, and this one's well done, even if damaged. Does look pretty well done on that Ford Fusion. If we head back one more space, there was one other person that I wanted to talk about tonight. And it's Kelly Melanson. Just wanted to hit on him from earlier. Again, had the spin coming off at 2, and again, this is one of those that don't know how much damage he has, don't know if he's saving fuel or trying to play kind of a long game here, but one of my favorite people in the series, and I like to talk about him. I like to brag about him a little bit. So there we go. that's good for sure. Looks like Edward Scherr fell back to 5th in the running order here. So there we go. Looks like he did fall back to 5th. Was running as high as 4th, or running up in 4th during this time. So again, the question is tires. Where are they? What's that looking like? So we'll see as this progresses. As well, I almost wonder, when are pit stops here, and when will we see people come in? Can they make it on one stop? This is the question. So we're gonna figure out before the night's over with. 9 lead changes. We have had 5 cautions so far, 13 caution laps, and we have 55 to go. We're coming to 55 to go here for your race recaps at this point. Again, James Holtzer out front, championship leader, all in the mail, out front, not letting up there at all, running the high side, running the cushion, just having a good old time. Now, I will say, the 53 of James Hudson is making a comeback. He has kind of trimmed that down, cut a couple tenths off. He was 6 tenths behind, and he's about 4 tenths behind, and these guys have left Austin Reedy in 3rd, and Brad Herman in 4th. I see that Brad's made a nice recovery. The almost collision that have you lost the lead, but he's making a good comeback here, and of course Edward 5th. Holtzer still out front, still running pretty clean and consistent laps here. Led 42 laps so far, and goodness, just doing what he needs to do. Now they are up on some lap traffic here. Yeah, he is. It's producer in my ear makes a good point. If looks like he's kind of blinking in and out, and that, goodness, if he were to lose connection, I know some equipment would be broken if it were me. That's what would happen. I don't care how mild-mannered you are, you put that much time into something and it gets taken away because of Pennsylvania internet, I would be hot. I say that because I have Pennsylvania internet and I would be livid. So we'll try to keep an eye on it, but that's a good point to make. This is a fantastic piece of software, but sometimes if there's any sort of connection issues, then we'll see that kind of up front, and see him just kind of blinking in and out. But he's holding on. Looks like he's given up about half a tenth a lap here. Looks like the 53 of James Hudson has made good progress and just trying to get caught up to him. Again, he's distanced himself from Austin Reedy. Austin Reedy is way back there for right now. But if this thing goes green, realistically it's going to come down to a couple different things. Who puts on tires first will be the question, and that's kind of a game of chicken here, right? Want to see who makes that decision first, and who does come to put on tires, because it is worth a good amount in seconds. We don't deal with tenths of a second when it comes to fresh versus used tires, but looks like James Hudson is kind of falling back just a little bit. I don't know if he missed his line on one of the laps, broke his momentum, but when you're running the high side, it is all momentum. So also Reedy, yep, there we go. And the top two have kind of disappeared. They've kind of there they are. They've kind of rode off into the sunset for the moment. Never count this 11 car out though. Long way to go. We get a caution. He's right back into it. Brad Herman, same deal. Again, these guys are so talented. Far more talented than I am at the moment at this particular game. But Edward Scherr running 5th again. Good recovery and good. He needed the long run to get himself some positions here, and that's worked out for him pretty well to this point. As these guys kind of get around some lap traffic, looks like Kelly Melanson in the 14. They're passing him at the moment. And Justin Mon's there, a couple laps down. Kelly Melanson, 1 lap down. And if I see correctly, I think first car on the first car lap down. There's Andrew Wisdom. I ain't got to talk about Andrew all night either, but there he is, running 6th. Again, this is kind of the same boat as Edward in the 5. Looks like he needed a little bit of a green flag run to, just get comfortable, get some laps down, and not doing too bad. James Suggs running in 7th, running my favorite numbered race in the 20. He's having a pretty good night as well. He was running, for the lead, was making moves towards the lead, kind of running that bottom lane. Ended up getting behind. Our pole sitter tonight, Matthew O'Brien, running now 9th, was running 8th there a second ago. Once he got back behind in traffic, it kind of hurt him, and these three have just been exchanging positions. Kyle Benson, Matty O.B., and Ryan Steebuckers. These guys have been just exchanging positions back and forth, and watching those guys in front of them just kind of drive away. They're about 13 seconds behind, 14 seconds behind now, a little ways away. Probably need a caution at this point, or some Holtzer connection issues to bring them back in. But, again, putting their best effort. Last race of the 2020/2021 season. They're definitely putting their driving it as hard as they can, driving the wheels off of it to this point. So, trying to think if there's anybody else that we needed to check up in on, just kind of while we're running around Green Flag Racing. I will say, while we're here, I was gone grabbing myself another sip of this delicious beverage that the company does not pay me for. I was going to say that we saw the promo for the 2021 Pure Speed Elite Series. Again, I mentioned all the series earlier, Up, Xfinity, Truck, ARCA, and Dirt as well, running some of the modifieds as Ryan Steebuckers comes into pit. Oh, jeez. Oh, my goodness. I can't imagine that was under any sort of speed limit. Him and Kyle Benson are actually coming in this time, so it's fair to wonder if this is going to start with chicken. We talked about earlier. They're going to come down. When does everybody else come down? But on the 2021 schedule, it does start on the 11th, so not too far away, a couple weeks. The plan to run a lot of the races here for Cup specifically the week before. So the week before the actual race themselves, we've taken some of the road courses out and kind of replaced them with more familiar oval tracks, just to keep it. We're not that we don't like road courses. It's just they are what they are. So we have a few variations in the schedule for 2021, but that'll be released. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us either on Twitter or Facebook, and let us know if you have any questions there. James Holtzer still in the lead. So really at this point, can we see? I think the 53 came into pit. If James Hudson in 53 looks like he did come into pits. Yeah, because I see him dropping down the leaderboard here. That's the one that Holtzer should be worried about. Yep, there we go. Looks like this is going to put him out a couple laps ahead on fresh tires. So we'll see how this shakes out. Whether or not Holtzer comes in, or if he has some other kind of grand plan here for coming into pitting, or trying to shorten down the last run if he thinks this is going to go green. But the feeling this is not going to cycle out necessarily in his favor unless it stays green for a while. So yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So here we are. We're on board with James inside the car on the KS Designs cam, and just clean, just a clean, consistent lap here, hitting the same marks every single. This is one of those things that's fun to me. To watch it again, not having as much experience behind the seat here as I'd like to have. I have a little bit, but not a lot. And so to see it from this perspective, and to see, how much wheel are you putting in, how much are you turning the car, like where do you get your feel from? When you sit in an actual race car, you feel from the seat, and you drive from the seat. You feel everything from where you're sitting. And for a lack of a better term, I think Jeff Burton one time called it an assometer. You drive from that, and so that's where you get comfortable. Here it's a little bit different. You don't have those vibrations, and you kind of have to feel from the hands, and then that's a different experience. So, for me, this is fun. This is fun to see where turn-in points are, where let-off points are, and you can kind of hear that as it goes along. So he's staying out, so he's just going to run this fuel run out and shorten it down on the other side. I wonder how much time he's just given up at this point. So let's do this. So I see that he's running about 181 at the end of the back. can we head to James Hudson? Because we know he has fresh tires. Let's take a look at the 53 car and kind of want to see what his speed it is. So James Holtzer's running 181 at the end of the back straightaway. He's running 181 at the start-finish line. And yeah, that's perfect. So James Hudson running about 180, 183 at the start-finish line. We'll kind of stay with him for a second here because he was running second and did fall back to seventh so far with the pit stops. Just want to see how much speed he's actually carrying. Obviously, it's he's picking up time on the car in front of him, but oh yeah, so he's easily even 4 mile an hour faster by the end of the back straightaway, and of course that adds up. Fresher tires, you're faster throughout the corner. You're faster on the straightaways in part to because you're faster in the corners and you're able to carry more grip. So we'll see how this shakes out. I don't know where I don't know when James Holtzer wants to pit, but we'll certainly find that out. So Brad Herman, Austin Reedy, Kyle Benson, Suggs, and Cole Martin all came in to pit. So they do have fresher tires. Now, the one thing that and honestly it's unnecessary for the position that he was in, but there he goes. Now he's in. First in the lead. There he went. He dropped off. But to say it, the necessary, the need for staying out and trying to trap people a lap down is, you had a good car, you're already out front, make it work for you and just drive the wheels off of it. But Edward Schur is going to stay out here, and he does have a significant portion of the field to lap down from all the cars that have pitted to this point. So we'll see how this works out for him. Andrew Wisdom in the 91 out in second right now, kind of following that same strategy. And again, those two cars, at least in this race, have had that in common, where they did need the long run to kind of play itself out, to move up a little bit, because they do have a good feel for the car over the course of the long run. Matthew O'Brien, our pole sitter for the night, third, and I have his in-car view up on my personal screen here, and looks like he's pretty clean line, pretty consistent wheel. Yep, that's perfect. Yep, that's what I'm looking for. So this is kind of what I'm seeing as well. He's not, he's sawing at it a little bit, but it's not as bad as it could be. The car seems to be handling. He seems like he's got a pretty good grip on it. He's just behind, in terms of time here, and obviously being out on old tires. You see the last lap compared to his fastest lap, he's about a second and a half off. That's kind of what we expect, is about a second and a half from new to old, all the way down to about 2 seconds once he gets there. So hopefully we'll see how this plays out. We'll see how this runs. I think James Hudson did unlap himself, and that puts Austin Reedy right now in that lucky dog spot. Looks like he's running 7th right now, I believe. But yep, there we go. James Hudson running 6th. Did get himself unlapped, so just in case caution does come out before these guys come in and pit. But we have, it's like we're coming to 30. Technically it's 30 to go. 99 of 130, and then we run 130, so 32 laps to go here. Looks like the 5 might have just pulled off. Edward Schur might have pulled off on pit road. Yep, sure did. Puts Andrew Wisdom up in the 91, and Matthew O'Brien running second. So far, yeah, it's like those guys are going to stay out, and there's Edward Schur. It'd be interesting to see where he comes out here in this exchange, because obviously he stayed out longer than most, but he was also running 4th, 5th in that ballpark. So it'll be interesting to see kind of where he shakes out here. Right now he's 7th, 8th. He'll be about 10th by the time he gets up to speed here, or basically. He'll be 8th when he gets his speed. Oh, there he goes. Okay, so 8th. Alright, so not a bad play. Now, the flip side of this is that you got 29 laps. You have fresher tires than anybody else in front of you. Go get it, right? Get up on the wheel, elbows up, and go get it from this point. So we'll see how this plays out for him as well. Yep, right there in 10th. And again, fresh tires, you're just going to... It's like the Star Wars thing where you go into overdrive hyperspace and you see all the lights and stuff fly by you. This is what that's like for him. Fresh tires than everybody else. Get up on the high side, get get against the cushion and just go. So this should be a fun experience for him to just kind of make up some time here. If we go back, let's go back to not necessarily to the lead, but to second place in James Hudson at 53. So we do see that he is second now, obviously, with pit stops in the 17s coming in this time. Looks like he's seeing, looks like his miles per hour have dropped. So imagine that he's on pit road here. So the 53 of James Hudson should cycle around to the lead here. And he, wait for it, and he does. Perfect. So, pitting early, it looked like about, pitted about, say, 10 laps or 10, 12 laps before the 88 did. Interesting, interesting by the 88 to kind of stay out. Now, again, what we talked about with Schur in the 5 is that he's got fresher tires, the 88 does. And James Holtzer, he's got fresher tires now. But once the tires start falling off here at the 53, I wonder if he's going to, he won't make seconds up at a time, but he'll be making little bits throughout the run, kind of from this point forward. And he was a second ahead when he came in, or when the 53 came in, and now James Holtzer is 2 seconds back. So it was about, say it was about 4 or 5 seconds of a difference, and James has already made a little bit of progress into James Hudson's lead. But again, huge recovery for James Hudson tonight. No matter what the result is, you can't be anything but proud of that recovery. He was our first caution, and he turned that into, pretty good car. Sometimes you just have to bang the fenders off of it. Catching up with our championship 4 here again, James Holtzer running second, so he would be our champion right now. Debbie Hutchins running in 18th. Seems like the car's just kind of struggled all night, which is unfortunate because this has been such a, no wins on the season, but even still, being able to put yourself in a position to, possibly walk out of here with the championship is successful. That's, no matter what you did, you put yourself in, you put yourself in the dance and you put yourself in the tournament, and good things sometimes can happen out of that. So, no matter the result here again, no matter the result tonight, can't be anything but proud. Brad Herman running third. One of the Bronco Motorsports entries, running pretty well. A little bit behind. Seems like he's about 2.5 seconds back. Is James Holtzer already up in the lead? Did he already make up that time and make me look crazy? Because if he did, I'm not going to be upset. Yeah, he did. Good Lord, that's all in the mail. So that's what fresh tires will do for you. If we can, real quick, if we can go back to, so we see the last lap here of 31.21. Can we go back to the 53 for just a sec? I want to take a look at his last lap time. So it looks like he's running at a 32.218. So corrected. I stand corrected from prior. It looks like his he was giving up. I don't know if he had some issues on that lap or something like that. We'll kind of eye on their current split, but give up about a second there, and that was enough. That was enough to make that pass. So goodness gracious, that was quick. Good Lord. So it looks like Austin Reedy was in fourth. Looks like Brad Herman was in third. Austin Reedy was in fourth. These two are kind of battling it out for a podium tonight. Looks like Austin's running. Again, these guys were two of the ones who came in earlier. So you see that their lap times have fallen off back to that, worn tire state. As Austin Reedy kind of pokes the wall there for a second and loses some ground to the 85. But we see the lap times here have fallen off quite a bit, down to that state that we saw it before with the 53. These tires are kind of coming off of them ever so slowly from this point forward. Let's go to Edward Schur in the 5 if we can, just to see where he's at. So he started, when he came out of pit road, he was 10th. He's up to 5th, and looks like he's just chipping away. And again, these are fresh tires. It looks like he's already lost about a second in terms of his lap times, but that's still not bad. It doesn't matter if you're slow; it matters if you're faster than everybody else. And looks like he's making up some time and making up some good progress. So Good job, Edward. That's a nice recovery. It's a nice run from staying out of pit road. He's going to do nothing but gain here. Andrew Wisdom, same deal. A little bit fresher tires. Obviously, he stayed out a couple more laps longer than the 5 did, but looks like he's still running high 30s, low 31s, and kind of remaining in that ballpark. And again, he did lead a couple laps earlier, so pretty successful night for him, running in the top half of the field, running 6th. Good night. Top half. He's running in the top 3rd. I can't do math today. Don't mind me. As they come up on Christopher in the 27 lap car. Again, just coming up on it. Yep, there we go. Running 12th. So not a terrible night, but again, one of those things where survive, see where it lands, see where you land out. He is in Idaho, so therefore he gets the Boise State logo on the car. He's also a huge Tampa Bay Bucks fan, and always has been. So this is an exciting week for him, or exciting couple of weeks for him for sure. But James Holtzer out front, and he's extending that lead now from was a second when we left him. It's now up to about 3.5, 3 3.75. Just kind of hauling the mail here. Now we haven't had caution in a while. We had one, I think, about 40 laps in, and that's been about it. Caution laps are 13, so that hasn't changed. Got 18 laps to go here, 17 laps now as the 88 comes around the line. And we've had 14 lead changes throughout, a handful of cautions, as well as one green flag pit stop. So as far as I can tell, everybody should be good to go on fuel. If they aren't good to go on fuel, that's their fault, honestly. Can't blame that one on us. Can't blame that one on the cautions. That wasn't us. But looks like everybody should be good to go on fuel from here. And we'll just kind of keep an eye on it as it goes along. Now, to touch on the other, we talked about Debbie running in the back. We talked about James. Let's take a quick peek into Ryan Steenbacher's and Kyle Benson just to get a feel. I know Benson's on the lead lap. Ryan Steenbacher, something happened here. I'm not sure exactly what, and I'm not sure if he got caught behind, caught speeding or something like that. But he definitely got behind here because he was running 7th or 8th and kind of in that ballpark in case anything happened to the 88. But we see that he's a lap down running 14th. Can we check on Kyle Benson running an 8th? Just want to see if he's around anybody. Yeah, so he's right behind Andrew Wisdom in the 91 car. So anything happens to that 88, this is your guy. This is the man ready to capitalize and pounce. But he's a bit of a ways away from from that 88 car. He's kind of checked out now. But wanted to highlight those two again. Got a chance to be in the tournament, made it this far. No matter what happens from this point, they're doing doing their best, and they made a heck of an effort to get to this point. So can't be disappointed in that for sure. So all right, we're 14 to go. And James Hudson, again, older tires. It's kind of fallen off now. It was definitely worth the attempt. I did not expect the new tires. I expected the new tires to make that big of a difference. I didn't expect the new tires to make that big of a difference for the 88. I didn't see that part coming. So I learned something today. I think we all learned something today. But that's the new tire difference there. It just didn't make as big of a difference for the 53 as it did for the 88. But still, again, James Hudson running a fantastic race, fantastic event as he comes around Debbie Hutchins in the 80. Just a great run. Again, I want to call that out because it's it's one of those things where run up front, you deserve to get some screen time here, and he certainly has for a majority of the night. If I had to put a guess on his average tonight, to be about 2.3, 2.5. He's up there for sure, and gonna bring this home in a good place if he's able to. Brad Herman running 3rd still. Edward Schur has made it up to 4th. He did get around Austin Reedy. We saw Austin Reedy in the wall for a moment, and goodness, I wonder if that hurts him the aerodynamics. But this is the battle we'll stay with for right now. As he, again, much fresher tires than these guys here. Looks like he's trying to make the move down low on Brad Herman, and he's no, he, oh boy, that's got a little squirrely there, coming out of 2, trying to slide up and make that pass work, and it didn't. Looks like that did. These two are either gonna, these two are gonna wreck. Yeah, there it is. Oh no, that was coming one way or the other. Will it throw a caution? That is. Winter fell throw. No caution at all. That's wild. Man, we saw that happen, kind of happening live. Edwin Schurter in the 5 having a great run. Tried to put a slide job on the 85 of Brad Herman, and it just didn't work out. Looks like he checked up. I mean, Brad didn't really have anywhere to go there, but that did incur a little bit. Oh yeah, that did a lot of damage on the front. So Brad's in survival mode at this point. It does allow the 91 of Andrew Wisdom to get a run around him, pick up another spot. So Andrew running 4th. Nice run for him. Suck for both the 85 and the 5. They were both having awesome runs, and this sucks to see it kind of fall apart at this point. I'm thankful for no caution, just because the restart would have been crazy, but why? We have some green flag runs here. Let's finish it out. But goodness gracious. So James Hudson's still in 2nd. Holtzer still leading, still up front. The 11 of Austin Reedy, that does put Austin Reedy back in 3rd. Back on the podium here. He's obviously a little ways away. But Andrew Wisdom, a little bit fresher tires. So we'll stay with this battle for the moment as we kind of wind down the laps here. I want to see if the 91 can get around the 11, if he's going to try a similar move that the 5 just tried, but we see that put the 5 back a little bit. I don't think Brett Herman's coming to pit yet, but we'll kind of stay with this battle for the moment. Just kind of we'll follow along with Andrew Wisdom here and see what his plan is. See if he can move up to 3rd. And again, these guys are 10 seconds back of the lead, but still, Holtzer's kind of checked out, and we'll go back to him here in a second. Looks like these two, I think the tires have kind of evened themselves out, except for maybe corner entry, maybe. But this is good so far. I think Andrew's going to try. He's got to try to make a move here. Just that's the stand on the podium tonight. Austin dives it off into 3, just runs the high side. Great car control, and just does a good job there. But the fresh tires are going to make a difference here, I think, at some point in time. And there goes the 91 making a run. He was trying to at least get up to the bumper and get somewhere close if he can set this up and force the 11 into a mistake. I don't know if the 11 has damage from that wall incident earlier where he kind of scraped it. I'm not sure if that's affecting the aero of his car or not, but the 91, Andrew Wisdom, makes a dive into 3. I don't know if he's not going to be able to clear the 11, but he should. Yeah, this is the view for this. That's perfect. He's not going to be able to clear him here, obviously, but wonder if he'll drive it off a little bit deeper into 1 and try to make that work. And there it is. Yep. Question is, can he? Almost. All right, he did that work. What a move. There you go. That's now is the time to check out. All right, there we go. Perfect. So Andrew Wisdom up 3rd in the 91. Austin Reedy back to 4th, obviously after the issues with Brad Herman and the 5 car of Edward Schurter. So we're with James Hudson right now. Again, running 2nd, 7 seconds behind. Those new tires of the 88 have kind of left these guys in the dust. So from this point, let's go back to James Holtzer up front. We'll kind of ride with him for a minute here, obviously, as we come to 2 to go to close out the Pure Speed Elite Cup season for 2020/2021. I'm a big fan of this paint scheme. I'm an Eric Jones guy, so this obviously from it's a variation of one that's been used over the last couple of years. So I'm a fan of it. Obviously, I'm a fan of all of these drivers, but James is a friend, and it's honestly good to see. Good to see this sort of performance performance out of him. This is expected out of him. This is what he expects for himself. So it is nice to see. We are at the white flag. We're at the 1 to go here on MaxspeedTV. MaxspeedTV. He's not gonna screw this up. There's no way. He's not gonna JR Hildebrand it out of 3. This car's just on a rail and has been all night. It is my distinct honor and my pleasure to call the 88 of James Holtzer home for the first Pure Speed Elite Series Cup Championship. Congratulations, James. Heck of a run. Way to get that done. Led 84 laps out of 130 tonight and rolled to yet another victory here in Pure Speed Elite. So James Hudson came in second, and Andrew Wisdom rounding out the top 3 there. Austin Reedy in 4th. We'll have to check on 5th just to double check our our end there. Matthew O'Brien making up the 5th. Good for him. Good for him. Nice recovery. Pulsar for the night ended up 5th. I see his stream. I see his face. He's sweaty. He's tired. But he's in the top 5, and that's half the battle. 53, James Hudson shows some respect to the 88 there. Yep, everybody giving the taps. Now, I will say that James tried to do a burnout a couple nights ago in the truck series and got laid out for it after the race was over. So there you go. There it is. All right. So handful of giant thank yous to everybody at MaxspeedTV. Thank you guys so much for letting us come out and hang and just have some fun watching these guys go around. And I was about to say go around in circles, but they're going around in an oval. Wanted to say thank you for that for sure. Wanted to thank JP Designs as well for putting on the event too. We're going to try to get James Holtzer in here if we can. Yeah, let's bring him up in here. James Holtzer, Mike Bain, how you doing, buddy?
Good.
Good. I am stupid proud of you as always. I mean, I watch you sell cars all day, so through Facebook and other channels. But to see if hey, this is a huge moment, for us here at Pure Speed Elite. You are our first iRacing Cup champion. How you feeling? How was the car? Talk to me about tonight. What was going on?
Cool, that car couldn't have got any better. I like hanging it on the high side. Any track that has the high side preference, that's the way to go for me. And put a lot of practice in, more so than I typically do, just because I wanted to make sure I was ready for the situation. Practice on a pretty scorching hot track, and I was able to learn a lot on that. And coming into this night track, that was pretty cool. I was able to really lay down the laps, and was able to get out to a pretty good gap. Shout out to all the guys in here for doing a great job of keeping that race green till the end. I was just hoping we weren't going to get a late race caution and get a green light checkered. I was confident in the speed, either way, short run, long run, that we had it, but the draft is just so strong here at Kansas, and these cars are wide open on any lane, and it's a great track to race on. But for a green light checkered for a championship, it would have been a little hairy to say the least. But
for sure,
got on the pit road clean and had a really good run. Just tried to get on super smooth and not speed like I did last night at Talladega in my 4-wide race, and was able to come out still 5 seconds ahead of Benson and stayed out about 14 laps longer. So knew from that point, as long as I kept it clean on the track, that was good.
That's a good point, and that's something I wanted to ask you about. We're seeing the tire difference there, and what I honestly expected was I expected him, to come in or really James Hudson there. He can 10, 12 laps before you did, and he made 5 seconds up on you, and then you turned that around to a 7-second win. So that's a 12-second difference that you made up in the span of about 30 laps. How big were tires in comparison to 4-lap-old tires versus 20-lap-old tires? What was that progression like for you guys tonight? Because that would help us kind of put this in perspective a little bit from a perspective point, or from a watcher point of view. What was that like?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Really, I mean, if you're like within a few laps on tires, just from my personal experience, I mean, it's not something that I'm super experienced on, because I've only been on the server for about 8 months. But for what I've noticed, if as long as you're within about 3-4 laps on tires of each other, you're not really gaining any delta. So if if you're all close together, like if I was running like nose to tail with the 3 playoff guys and they pitted, I'm pitting that very next lap because you want to be on that same tire ballpark as they are. But
Right.
If you get a gap like a delta, like 10 laps, like tonight, kind of similar thing that I did at Charlotte with that championship as well. If you can get the lead like I had and stretch it out, it really works out for you. And Hudson had just a smidge of right front damage. It was killing his car just enough. That kind of contributed to that.
Absolutely.
A little bit, but it was really nice to have a 1-2 there from the teammates out front.
Absolutely, and it's one of those. It's funny you mentioned that because that's kind of what got him behind. Was that you all came down, or you looked like you were coming down. He followed, and then you made an evasive maneuver, and kind of faked everybody out. You stayed out. He restarted in like 7th, and then 3 laps later, boom, he's in trouble the first time, which then of course led him to being in trouble the second time, and having that persistent damage after that point. But talk to me. One other question that I had for you on the restarts themselves. Obviously, the draft is a huge thing, but when you're getting up through the gearbox, you're going from 1-2, and you're on the bottom or you're on the top. The bottom seemed to have a lot more launch, even if you didn't have somebody pushing you from behind. When you were restarting up front, or when you were restarting in P1, what is it? Just a lane preference? Is it just having the ability to control the restart? What gave the bottom line that much of a jump? Because it seemed like, I don't want to say a jump, but what gave them that kind of launch? That's more. I guess that's more of the question. Is it just a lane preference, or is there like more grip down there? What is that like for you guys?
It's a little bit of balance of a combination of things. I mean, it's kind of where you're comfortable at on the track, but the bottom, through your first 5 to 7 laps or so, is the fastest way around the track, especially getting up to speed. Unless if you're side drafting really, really hard, you can't really do much on the top. But no need really for that, because I know we go long. So if you just ride in the line, and just keep your stuff. I didn't have any issues, and I was just trying to keep in relative to my championship competitors. And like we were running up front there, I let Reedy in. I let a few other drivers in as well. Just the 20 car was one. I was just trying to bide my time and keep my stuff till the end, which was ultimately the goal, because it's really easy to get over your head and get behind quicker than you're trying to save to stay ahead. But no, the bottom groove definitely had more practice, more grip. I was trying to get ahead of myself. Yeah, I practiced, like I said, pretty extensively, and I was practicing with I was running 10 laps purely on the bottom, 10 laps purely in the middle, 10 on the top. Then I'd run 5 in the bottom, 5 in the middle, 5 in the bottom, 5 on the top. Just kind of switch it around, every other way, just to see what the difference in the heat of the tires and all that different stuff was. And it really was not that big of a difference, but just the amount of time gained on the bottom in those first 10 was pretty good. But I don't think I even ran 10 on the bottom tonight, because you really didn't need to. I ran, I don't know, I think when I came out for that green flag stop, I was just so in the zone. I really wasn't counting, but I think about 4 or 5 laps on the bottom before I moved up to the top.
Yep.
I came out with a pretty aggressive pace, considering I was still up ahead, and I'm like trying to tell myself to calm down. Took lap cars 3 wide, but the problem is with me is if I get out of my groove and start to slow down, I make more mistakes. So I just got to keep it going, 110%, just to keep myself in the rhythm. And we did just that tonight, and I had probably the best race that I've put together on my iRacing service career, and it was such great timing for that to happen.
Absolutely. As someone who watches a lot of the the league events around here, that is something I will second and third. That is an absolutely fair point, buddy. I am proud of you. Congratulations. Unfortunately, I don't have a giant trophy to give you. Normally I would, and we live not far away from each other, so I could drive it to you. But
once this COVID stuff's over, we'll get some lunch.
That sounds fair. That sounds reasonable. I'm proud of you, man. Congratulations, and I look forward to you defending this coming up here in a couple weeks at Daytona. So
yeah, absolutely. I got a couple more things to add before I cut you off.
Absolutely.
Or before you cut me off, I should say. Just want to thank all 3 of the individual championship contenders tonight for having one heck of a race as well. Had a blast up front at the beginning there with Kyle Benson. Unfortunately, he got in that accident and was unable to really circumvent that incident. And as I felt, he had pretty good speed as well. Kind of showed that he was able to stay on the lead lap there and keep pretty good position. Ryan Steenbachers, he sped on pit road, so that kind of ended his night. And Debbie Hutchins as well on making the contention for the final 4. I want to thank all four of them. I want to thank you, obviously, for stepping up tonight and doing the broadcast. Broadcasting for us tonight, as we greatly appreciate it, and we definitely wanted to have that championship show on stream. Also want to thank Gimbal and Rico as well for putting everything together. This league's grown so much in such little time, and we've gotten some really good drivers in here, and I think we've got a couple guys, a lot of guys and gals that are really, really excellent drivers with excellent personalities, and we all butt heads every here and there, but just trying to make for the best product, so that's going to happen at times. Also want to thank my sponsor, Dirty Racing Podcast. Also want to thank JP Designs for designing this great car that I've run all year. Killer job, got it done for me in such short notice too, with everything going on, and greatly appreciate it, man. I'm so looking forward to the shootout here that I believe is going on next week, and to hop right into this next season. We're running the full Cup schedule next year, except for we're not running a few of the road courses. We're substituting with others, so really, really looking forward to that, and I honestly can't wait to go ahead and defend my title. This has been a fun season, and I am so glad that the season ended like it did.
Absolutely. That sort of stuff makes me incredibly happy. And again, I say that from the perspective of a fan, somebody with a vested interest in Pure Speed Elite, somebody who's been here from day one. When we were created a couple years ago on the little old Xbox side, to see it grow to something like this and have somebody that I know and that I love watching, and somebody I like racing against with you as the kind of the Premier Series champion is pretty awesome. It's a pretty great feeling. So I'm super proud of you. I'm happy that we've gotten to this point collectively. And yeah, man, keep this in mind, bud. You're the defending champion until next November. So you got some time.
Definitely going to drink the champagne for a while,
That's right. Yeah, there's no impeachment of your championship. We're going to keep that. All right, that'll be a thing. So
that's tremendous.
That's it. It's huge. No, man, I'm proud of you. Congratulations, and we'll talk to you soon, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you so much.
You got it, man. All right, that was James Holtzer from the 88s tonight, the 88 DeWalt machine. Man, what a night! What a fun event. The one thing that we'll say is I want to be back here in front of you guys at some point in time whenever we can get the Cup season started again. And I think that'll be, if I remember correctly, I think we had that set for the 11th of February. I need to get my partner in crime in here, Steve Waldrop. He's Apgoose on Xbox, but we sound awfully similar, and I got to get him in here for this because he would love this. This would be great. So we'll see what we can do, see what we can work on. Again, huge thank you to MaxspeedTV for letting me come in, let me hang out, and just kind of play around and talk for a while. And I like to do that every now and then, so I appreciate it. And again, all the sponsors on the screen, specifically JP Designs, and again, cannot thank them enough for their help. They're friends now, can't thank them enough. Just a huge thank you to everyone that kind of put this on. Until next time, that's really it. So again, if you have any questions regarding Pure Speed Elite, reach out to us on Facebook, reach out to us on Twitter. Feel free to direct message us. Let us know if you have any questions or anything we can help with. That's pretty much it for us. So, and again, thank you for MaxspeedTV for letting me come out and hang. So for everybody at MaxspeedTV, my name is Michael Bain. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we'll see you soon.
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching Max Speed TV.